You're in this for fame, you take advantage of women.
I feel like a slimy, disgusting secret that you're ashamed of. Like, I'm sick of it.
There's 8 girls here saying they're seeing you. It does not look good.
Being on Bachelor in Paradise means having your private dating life made excruciatingly public, but sometimes the show just gets too real for the contestants. There have definitely been times when they wished the cameras and even their dates would just disappear.
She's a freaking player, just like Blake.
Making history. Over the years, Bachelor in Paradise has made us laugh, made us tear up, and it's definitely made us cringe. The rose ceremony is an important part of the show, and everyone dreams of getting a rose and staying for another day. Well, almost everyone. Tell that to poor Luke Stone, who offered a rose to Bri Barnes only for her to say,
"Honestly, I came here to find love and a relationship, and I just don't think that I see that with you."
Ouch. Do you feel the secondhand embarrassment? Bri added that knowing what the rose represented, she simply couldn't take it with a clear conscience. She actually made Bachelor in Paradise history for rejecting a rose and staying on the show, which prompted Chris Harrison to ask,
"Is there anyone else who would like Luke's rose tonight?"
Wow, the silence was absolutely deafening. Although that awkwardness eventually ended, it turns out Bri just doesn't accept roses easily. She went on to accept a rose from Matt Donald only to tell him that he made a mistake by giving his rose to her. Whatever happened to her clear conscience? Second thoughts. There are lots of people out there who couldn't help but fall in love with John Paul Jones the moment he ran onto the beach in that ridiculous blue Speedo. For a long time, we all thought Tayshia Adams was one of them, which was what made this Bachelor in Paradise moment so surprising. JPJ dropped the L word on Tayshia, who admitted,
"I want to get there, but I'm not there yet."
Okay, that stings a little, but Tayshia wasn't done yet. She told John Paul Jones that he doesn't know what he's looking for, which he strongly disagreed with, saying,
"You have everything I could ever ask for," and
while most of us might swoon at hearing this, Tayshia just sighs. Unsurprisingly, JPJ left and Tayshia literally chased after him saying,
Sorry.
Wow, that was a fast turnaround time. John Paul Jones sweeps her off her feet before telling her goodbye and leaving her crying on the beach. Tayshia and JPJ seem to have a genuine connection, which is what made this moment feel so personal and the rejection so brutal. But this wasn't the first private moment JPJ was involved in. Hold your peace. Even though Tayshia ultimately couldn't return his feelings, John Paul Jones fell head over heels for her and became angry when he saw her spending time with Derek Peth.
What exactly were your intentions with Tayshia?
JPJ didn't have the highest opinion of him, to say the least. He called Derek creepy and accused him of manipulating Tayshia and other women.
You've also demonstrated your experience in using your status to hook up with women.
Oh, and did we mention he chose the wedding of Chris Randone and Crystal Nielsen to have this confrontation? Although he was trying to protect Tayshia, she ended up crying because of his actions. Oh, and even the bride and groom had to step in. They later said that JPJ put a dark cloud over their beautiful wedding. Not to mention the wedding guests felt super uncomfortable about the whole situation.
I think John Paul Jones owes my wife an apology.
Goodbye. After the way he handled his past hookups with Christina Schulman and Caelynn Miller-Keys, many Bachelor in Paradise fans were not fans of Blake Horstmann. In fact, Kristina said that after giving Blake a rose, she was flooded with threatening messages on her social media accounts. Yikes, apparently it is possible to take reality TV too seriously. Whether or not Blake convinced you that he had good intentions, he convinced Kristina, who agreed to give them a chance. But when it came down to the wire, Kristina said it wasn't working out.
It just makes me wonder at this point, are we just wanting each other because we're safe, or is it because we actually want each other?
Kristina wasn't 100% sure about Blake, so she made the decision to walk away, and Blake pushes her hands away and starts crying. Well, he wasn't happy about it. He seemed totally blindsided by her decision to leave Paradise and said,
I thought we were gonna leave together.
Not only was he distraught over Kristina, but Blake seemed frustrated over the many mistakes he made during his dating history, saying that he felt the way he did when he lost Becca. Demi's tears. Demi Burnett helped make franchise history by being a part of the first same-sex romance featured on Bachelor in Paradise. But that doesn't mean it's always been easy to be out and proud with Kristian Haggerty, especially when Demi isn't getting her full attention.
Kristian's just flirty with girls, and it sucks. Like, I hate seeing it.
We all feel jealous now and then, but being on Bachelor in Paradise magnified this private relationship issue big time.
I feel like she's more interested in them than me.
Part of being on the show means seeing people flirt with one another, but that doesn't mean Demi has to like it. And it doesn't help that it ties into one of her big insecurities. And of course, she can't help but worry about what the audience thinks about her relationship.
I don't want people to be like, that's weird. Or I don't want people to like stare and be like, oh my god, like they're kissing.
Hopefully, Demi will become more comfortable expressing this aspect of herself. Happy birthday. Dumping someone is never fun, and there never seems to be a good time to do it. But we can safely say that getting dumped is even less fun, especially when it happens on your birthday. Best case scenario, everyone is on Bachelor in Paradise to find love, but apparently Dean Unglert wasn't in the market for a traditional relationship. When Caelynn asked him about his feelings, he started out so strong.
All I know right now is that I'm enjoying spending my time with you, and I don't want to spend it with any other girl while I'm here.
But then things go downhill pretty quickly when Dean admitted he's bad at dating and talked about his future goals.
All right, I'm ready to settle down now, but now I'm going to take off in this van for 9 months so I can be as free as possible.
He also wants to skip dinner parties and laughs while telling Caelynn he doesn't want to talk about our feelings and our emotions, like that stuff doesn't really appeal to me. Wow, happy birthday, Caelynn. Dean was being honest, but these relationship issues are the kind of thing you should probably bring up in therapy and not on a reality show. Of course, later, Dean lost the mustache, gained some clarity, and came begging for Caelynn back.
I want to try, and I want to figure this out, and I want it to be with you.
So we fly back to San Diego and you drive me to LA in your van?
Yes, ma'am. If that's what it takes.
Oh my god.
Rejected. Let's be honest, the potential for love triangles is one of the reasons many of us tune into new episodes of Bachelor in Paradise. But no matter how prepared contestants are for that scenario, they can still end up getting surprised, and it's safe to say Derek got pretty blindsided when Demi's girlfriend Kristian appeared on the show.
And whenever I saw her, I knew it was her.
It was something Derek saw coming, but that didn't make it hurt any less when Demi finally ended things. And to make matters worse, this apparently isn't the first time Derek has been dumped in favor of someone else. Even though Demi tried to reassure Derek that he's amazing and didn't do anything wrong, it was still a super painful and awkward situation. And to make matters worse, Derek knew he would have to keep seeing Demi and Kristian together. It just hurts. But then he joined another love triangle with Tayshia and JPJ soon after. Three's a crowd. There's pretty much nowhere you can go on Bachelor in Paradise where the cameras won't follow you, but that's just part of being on the show. What makes things really awkward is when you catch your date locking lips with someone else. Hannah Goodwin spent a day in paradise with Dylan Barber, who thought they had a great time together. This only made things worse when Blake swooped in to grab Hannah for some one-on-one time. At least we had Demi around to speak for the audience.
Stop wasting your time on Blake, you're building his ego.
Blake told Hannah he was trying to balance pursuing her with giving her space, and when she was tentative in her response, he said that he felt a connection to her. Then, Blake used his go-to move of pulling her in for a dance, a trick he used with both Tayshia and Kristina in the past. But when they started making out in plain view of Dylan and everyone else, Dylan felt majorly disrespected. When he asked for 5 minutes of her time, Hannah just played with her ponytail while Blake argued with Dylan. Awkward. Although Blake later assured her,
people aren't judging you even a little bit. It's the ultimate, slap in the face, really.
Mean Girls. Bachelor in Paradise always gets extra uncomfortable and extra interesting when exes are in the mix. Clay Harbor and Angela Amezcua dated for 8 months before Clay ended things, but the two exes met again on season 6 of Bachelor in Paradise. Needless to say, this wasn't welcome news for Nicole Lopez Alvar, who was admittedly smitten with Clay. So she decided to deal with her insecurity and jealousy by being a total mean girl to Angela while Tayshia encouraged her. Nicole even imitated Angela's signature strut before she crossed a major line.
She's weak. Literally, she's like 1 pound. She has no body mass. She needs some Cuban meat on her bone.
Getting jealous is understandable, but body shaming, that's just not okay. Fans were furious and called Nicole out on social media. Surprisingly, Nicole took the backlash in stride, declaring herself canceled and saying sorry to Angela, who graciously accepted her apology. Confrontation. Did we mention we love a good love triangle? Because we really do. But not when it involves one point of the triangle feeling ashamed. Early on in season 6 of Bachelor in Paradise, it came out that
Tayshia,
He was flirting with you all night at Stagecoach, and he hooked up with me that night. But he also slept with Kristina the night before.
According to host Chris Harrison, Blake was hoping both women would be too embarrassed to comment on the situation, leaving him to enjoy his time on the show consequence-free. Yeah, let's just say it didn't exactly happen like that. Caelynn confessed that Blake made her feel like
a slimy, disgusting secret that you're ashamed of. Like, I'm sick of it.
She felt Blake was trying to silence her while he felt as though his character was being attacked.
That was insane.
Do you think any of these Bachelor in Paradise moments were too intense for TV? Tell us about your favorite TMI moment from the show in the comment section, and then click on the subscribe button for more videos from us here at The Taco. Thanks for watching.